I'm Jay. If you are new to this channel, I'm a singer, songwriter and a filmmaker. And earlier this year, I made a music video for my album that's coming out. And it got into a film festival. It got officially selected for Sunderland Short Film Festival, which was a great honour because I've known about that festival for years. I studied filmmaking at Teesside University and I didn't expect like a music video to get anywhere, if I'm really honest. It was part of like the promotional campaign. I was doing other things and I thought, well, why not? I'll just enter it. And the lovely people at Sunderland Short Film Festival accepted it, which was fantastic. We went to the screening. It was so great to see it in a room with people watching. So we shot the whole video in a day, but obviously it took a lot of planning, and the conception of it was like 5-6 months before we actually shot. We shot in January, the end of January. I wanted it to be somewhere between, I always describe it as somewhere between Doctor Who and a really bad child's nativity play. And so there was like a moment in the bridge that I really wanted to have as well. So I'm going to show you the sketches that I did in this little notebook. So this is where I did them, and we're going to compare them with what I drew with how it came out in the video. I've never done anything where I actually feel like what was in my head came out in the film in the way it should have, and it became its own animal. It wasn't exactly like if I'd had more resources, more time, more money. Obviously it would have looked a bit different, but I love what it became as well, and it does reflect what I drew. So let's have a look. Okay, so this was the first image. This is me in the middle, dressed as an astronaut, flanked by my two henchwomen, and we're actually 3 performers walking out onto a stage. And obviously there's the title as well. Then in the next 2 slides, you can see over here, I look through the curtain at the stage and I look a bit horrified. I look out and there's an empty stage, or like a dismal bit of a boring stage with nobody there. Was the idea. The first thing that I see when I get onto that stage is a guy sitting at a desk, and I got the idea from Good Omens with the demons and the desks. We have smoke and stuff. That's where that idea came from. And there's a sign that says, "Do not push the button," and he is pushing the button, and I'm kind of incredulous. And then over here are a bunch of men. We only had 2 in the end. Putting up a light bulb that isn't working. I come along and I'm like, "Here, I've got a working light bulb." And they look at me and they go, "No, we're fine. Ours isn't working, but we're fine." And I walk off. Now, Charlotte, who stars in the video, is the additional director. And I made her additional director because she came up with quite a few ideas on the day that just made the music video what it is. And one of them was that after I walk off with my working light bulb, her character and the other girls come on, and she takes the not working light bulb off the guys and finds the on switch and switches it on. it made it really good. So I was like, yeah, it just made it so much more funny, and the way she performed it as well, it's hilarious. So these 2 pages are right from the beginning. I said nativity show. I wanted to have some little star characters, so adults dressed up as stars. When I drew this, I'm not sure I'd actually found the costumes on Amazon, and they hadn't arrived, so there was no like proof that the costume was going to work, but they did. They look great. This was the idea I had for the bridge. We didn't get as wide a shot as I would have liked, but I wanted the bridge to feel different than the rest of the video. I wanted that to feel like a pop music video where there's a bit of midriff, and there's hot lights, hot pink tones, and it's a bit kind of sexy and sultry. In the context of the video, it's also a bit hilarious. But we had so much fun choreographing. We just kind of worked out our own choreography on the day, and honestly, that cast put so much into this. They all just gave so much and were such good sports, and I don't know, they just brought some energy to this video that honestly made it what it is. So these are some other scenes. Now over here, this one changed. This was going to be them dressing me as the nurse, but in the end we made Helen the nurse, and we didn't have the dressing her up scene because we didn't have enough time in the scene to get that in. But she was a fantastic nurse, my goodness. And then we had the promotion scene. So that scene changed a little bit from what I had written and I can't remember what the original thing was, but we adapted it, and I love that whole sequence because we had camera. I'm a big like camera movement person, and we had the camera just like one shot kind of moving in and out and across and then swinging to the goat at the end. But the actor, like Kevin thought that I was exploiting the actors because he was on camera and I was getting the actors to kind of like move the props, the table and chairs as they did this scene, because I just wanted movement and I wanted it to feel like a piece of theatre. And Kevin thought I was like being rude, asking the actors to move them. But I was like, in theatre, there are types of theatre performances where the actors actually move the set around. Like I'm not exploiting them, I promise. I hope you didn't think you exploited, guys. But I love that section because it's actors. It's acting. I'm not in it. It's pure like performance, and I love that. You know, I'm in a lot of the stuff I make. I obviously do that because I sing, so I kind of have to show who's singing, but I actually really love being behind the camera, and so for me that whole scene is probably my favourite because I got to really direct the camera work and they got to just star, and it's fantastic. My album is coming out on the 24th of June, so it's not very far away. If you're in Stockton or Middlesbrough or in the northeast area, on the 19th of June, Friday the 19th of June at 7:30 in Stockton at the Green Room, I am doing the album launch show. So doing it a few days early before the album comes out, so you actually would get exclusive access to hear the tracks and for some merch that you can get before anybody else does. But if you're around and you know my music or you know me and you want to come and listen, it's going to be a really great night. I'm performing with Izzy Niche, so we've arranged the tracks in a slightly different way than on the album. We've got sax and we've got keyboards, and it's going to be I just love how it sounds. It's so good. So come along. Caitlin Morrow will be supporting, as will Izzy Niche. They'll be performing their solo acts before before I do. Basically, I don't like the word support because I don't like hierarchy, but I think it is in some of the print. But basically, they are playing their stuff, and then you get to hear the album as well. So they're both incredibly talented, beautiful musicians. So you should come along just to hear them. If you are new here and you like what you see here, if you've checked out some of the music, there's some writing videos on here as well. I do a bit of everything. I do painting, I do writing. I write books that I never get to the second edit. That's what I'm starting to realise about myself. I've written like 3 or 4 books now that are just in the first edit. Don't know what that's about, but we have writing vlogs, and music videos and things like that. So if you are enjoying anything on this channel, please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Thank you for watching.